What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. Today I want to discuss this quote that's been making the rounds in both the Battlefield and Call of Duty communities. It's a quote that comes from Activision leadership, and it's not one that's gone over well in either community. People are laughing at it, they're clowning on it, because it comes across not only out of touch, but also extremely arrogant. So let's dive into it. From Insider Gaming. Exclusive. Activision leadership isn't worried about Battlefield 6 because Call of Duty, quote unquote, is too big to fail. I'm sort of speechless here, because a leadership team that actually believes this is the leadership team that gives you Black Ops 7 and Black Ops 6. So it's very easy to see why they have this mindset, but you don't say it out loud. You don't publicly state it for everybody to see. This is your leadership philosophy? We're too big to fail? Seriously? I'm sure every big company thought that at one point. Blockbuster probably thought that at one point. And look at them now. Now, I'm not saying Call of Duty is going to fall by the wayside like Blockbuster did. But to have this mindset at the leadership level is extremely out of touch. This is not something anybody wants to hear, especially Call of Duty fans. Especially those that have been alienated by this franchise over the course of the last half decade. You don't want to hear the leadership group saying, we're complacent with our lack of any type of quality. We're complacent with just pouring out a bunch of AI slop because we're too big to fail. Look at us. We're too big to fail. And I'm not saying they're incorrect in saying that. They're incorrect in believing that. Because as a leadership team, you should never have that mindset. You should never let complacency creep in to your leadership goals, into your franchise goals. This is your jewel. This is the biggest thing Activision has right now. And if this is your mindset towards it, yeah, I hope it fails. I've never wanted to root for the failure of a company or a product more in my life. You do not deserve to be too big to fail. Remember, all of the love and admiration you receive is from a community that wants to believe in you. But this is what you do. You slap us all in the face and you insult us with this type of mindset and rhetoric. Give your head a shake. This is exactly why we need Battlefield. This is exactly why we need GTA 6. This is exactly why we need more competition in this space. Because you cannot have this type of arrogance seeping into one of the biggest franchises. Because arrogance leads to complacency. And that's exactly what we're seeing in Call of Duty right now. So it's no wonder that we're getting Black Ops 7 right after Black Ops 6. It's no wonder that we got MW3 right after MW2. It's no wonder that the franchise has been eroded away. The quality has been deteriorating for years. But it's okay because those paychecks continue to go up. Because you're just supplying the lowest common denominator with slop, and they're eating it up. That's what you're going to be known for. AI-generated garbage that turns you into millionaires. Congratulations. I'm sure that's what you wanted with your life. This is indefensible. And whoever made this comment shouldn't have a job. Shouldn't. That type of complacency for any company ever is a gigantic mistake. If I worked for a company and that's what my leadership group said, I'd look for jobs tomorrow. I don't want to work with a company that isn't trying to grow, expand, trying to get bigger, trying to innovate. But that's not what Call of Duty is trying to do. They're too big to fail, guys. They're too big to fail. Why would we need to try? We could not try, slap Call of Duty on shit, and hey, guess what? We're too big to fail. We're too big to fail. This is what's written on the walls as you walk through Activision. Fuck you, we're too big to fail. That's what they should ship with every game. You should load up into Call of Duty and it should just say, fuck you, we're too big to fail. I'm sort of at a loss for words here when it comes to this statement because it irks me, right? Like it irks me to my core. Because it means that all of the criticism that has been provided to Call of Duty over the last several years has been completely ignored. They've taken none of it to heart because this is what they believe to their core. that everything they're doing is right and justified because, hey, guess what? We're being rewarded with thousands of dollars from mindless morons consistently. This is why I'm so looking forward to playing Battlefield 6. I'm so looking forward to stepping away from Call of Duty. Like, you're trying to get people excited for Black Ops 7, and this is what you say? It comes across as saying to your own fan base, we don't need you. We don't want you, really, because we're too big to fail. We don't need to do anything to acquire you to come back. We know you're coming back because it's going to be Call of Duty. It's going to be great. Don't you see? It's Black Ops 7. They are so out of touch with this community. They're so out of touch with what their player base is expecting of them that it's no wonder that players are jumping ship and playing other games and going to Battlefield and trying out new experiences because Call of Duty just ain't it anymore. There's a reason why World War II was praised when it was put on Game Pass outside of the issues that PC had. Because they're like, finally, we can go back and play a game that had some quality behind it. Yeah, it's not a perfect game. It's not excellent. It's not great, but it's good enough. It's better than this garbage. Like, we haven't had a competent Call of Duty game since Cold War. And if that's the bar, it's pretty freaking low then. This is a disgraceful comment. This is not something that should be praised or not something that should be laughed at as, oh, they're trolling. No, it should be taken seriously. Because the way they view it is, you don't matter. You're such a moron and idiot that regardless of what we do, Activision, you're going to buy the game. Because as long as it says Call of Duty, you're going to get sucked in by it. Because, hey, guess what? Our business model is too big to fail. I just can't believe that this came out of someone's mouth and that they thought that they were making a good point. That this is sweeping the Battlefield 6 issue under the rug. No, if anything, it's going to exacerbate it. Because now people know your true feelings. They know how you feel towards them. And consumers don't often like being insulted. Even though I'd argue a lot of Call of Duty players have been insulted for the last several years. But nonetheless, at least now you've come out and openly admitted it. That you don't value us, you don't care about us, we're just a means to an ends for you. That's it. You can't even provide us a product that's fun anymore. No. So my takeaway from all this is that I root for Black Ops 7 to completely fail. I root for Call of Duty's future to completely fail. Now, do I believe that's going to happen? No. Because I look at this comment and I actually agree with them. They are too big to fail right now. Right now, they are too big to fail. It doesn't mean I agree with the comment necessarily from a leadership team. You can believe that, maybe. You can believe that your community is a bunch of mindless morons, which is fine. But to come out and actively say it, and to be quoted in an article saying it, is out of touch and is exactly the issue I have. Because now you are just telling everybody that you don't care about this franchise. You don't care about Call of Duty because your mindset is, whatever we do, you will support it. And that's a massive problem. And that's where I draw the line. So while I can agree that right now, yeah, Call of Duty is probably too big to fail, it wouldn't surprise me if this type of mindset, this type of laziness, this type of complacency seeps into every aspect of the game and more players start to notice it to the point where, yeah, they do begin to fail. Yeah, they do begin to see massive player drop-offs on every single platform. So those are my thoughts here. I'm obviously not impressed. I'm obviously disappointed, but whatever. I don't really care because I'm going to go play some Battlefield 6 and go play a game that actually has some immersion in it, some atmosphere, because that ain't Call of Duty anymore. So thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate all of you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this down below in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.